Hello, happy Friday! Thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, where we relax and craft and we work on a project together for about an hour every night, and we work on the project from beginning to end. And right now we are continuing the Charming Chevrons quilt. We sewed on it a little bit yesterday. We sewed more of our half chevrons. Eventually we'll be laying these all out with our chevron halves that go in the other direction, and we'll be making all our little zigzags from there. So tonight we are going to start out by pressing all of our half chevrons. We sewed a bunch of them up last night and we haven't pressed them yet. So we'll press those and then we will trim more of, here they are right here with the trimmings. Look, so I started a little jar of all the trimmings from this project because they were just too cute. I couldn't throw them away. So that's my trimmings jar. And we just have this little pile yet to trim. It's a magic little pile that never gets smaller, so we won't finish trimming them tonight, but we'll make a little bit more of a dent out of it. But first we're gonna press, and that is the plan. So thanks for joining me, and thanks for all your thumbs up and your shares. I do appreciate it a bunch. And the replay for this will stay here on Facebook. It will also go up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube. And everything there is divided by project. So you should be able to find the Charming Chevrons project pretty quickly. It is by Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. And the link for the PDF version and the print version of the pattern is here in the Facebook post. So go check that out. All right, I'm gonna flip you guys around and we will get going. All right, here we go. Okay, let's zoom over to the ironing board tonight. We got the cutting board ready to go. Here is my stack of chevrons, half chevrons so far. So here's our stack that's completely finished. These ones are ready to lay out and sew together, the ones going this direction. We are still working on the ones going in this direction. So let's get both of those off to the side. Actually, we'll leave these right here. Let's grab all our, I have a similar one here. Let's grab our guys that we sewed yesterday and start pressing them. I'm pressing all the seams open. Let's give it a press first. I'm pressing them all open, and that's how the instructions are for this project. And I think the open seams are going to it's going to help us when we free motion quilt this, which is my intention next. We're going to work on learning how to free motion quilt. That's my plan. Thanks again, everyone, for joining on Friday. I had to watch some Olympics before coming on here tonight. I think that's how the rest of my Friday is going to go too. It's just going to chill and watch a little bit more of some Olympics. Catch some of that. Ooh, this is kind of bunched up my little gauzy fabric a little bit. Hopefully I can, hopefully that won't affect things too much. I think when we press it, it'll go away. Hello, hello, happy Friday. Nice seeing everyone. Hope you had a swell week. You're thinking the person who made Zeb the zebra should make something. Oh, all the seam rippers. Oh, that would be cool. She has, I think she might have some coming out that hold a little something in the back. Oh, maybe it was even a seam ripper. I don't remember for sure, but I think I saw in her newsletter or something like that. She just did a live stream on Instagram today. Fish Museum and Circus. That is that's where my little pin cushions came from. And we're talking about these fellers here. Aren't they just the best? I like them so much. But yeah, she shares a lot of upcoming stuff on Instagram, so Fish Museum and Circus would be someone to follow if you are on Instagram. So just pressing these open and then giving it another little finishing press on the front. I am Penguin and Fish on Instagram if you are over there. I've been doing more stories there lately, so you can just see some of the random things that are happening. It's a little extra work pressing these open, but we'll see how it goes. That's part of working with other people's designs, just learning from them, and I'm giving this whole pressing it open thing a try and see how it goes. Still really like that one. Oh man, it's getting a little warmer out. I think it's supposed to get cold again, but I'm waiting for the day that I don't have to wear my house sweater anymore. This white sweater that you see me wear all the time, this crazy sweater. It is almost warm enough, or we just have the heat up too high, maybe that could be the case, but it's almost warm enough that I can only wear one layer of long sleeves, not 3 layers. So this is pulling a little bit. Not quite sure how to stop that. Maybe it's just time to clean the machine again. You'll enjoy the seams being open when you're doing the quilting. That's the word on the street, Deborah, that the seams open will help when I do the quilting. So that's running on faith for that. I'm excited to give it a try though. I'm itching to start the free motion quilting. But man, I need to get batting still. Ooh, that's what I was missing on my list. I have a list started of all the little quilty related things that I want to order here quick. I'm going to try and order it all at once next week, and batting needs to go on that list. I knew there was something from over here that I had to get on that list. Like I have pictured this area of the house, the little dining room here off the kitchen. And I'm like, oh, there's some craft related thing I needed whenever I picture it over here, and that's what it was, batting. So I got to put that on my list. Oh man, it was 80-ish there in North Carolina. Holy cow! Tomorrow in the 50s. Yeah, that's how weather goes. Yeah, we had 40s on Valentine's Day, which it was crazy warm compared to how it's been. But I think it's supposed to gradually get colder and colder again. The presser on the presser foot might be a little too much. Try not pushing down all the way. I'm gonna try that. Lift it up one level. We'll give that a try when we sew this together, which I think is. Oh, I know we got more of these half chevrons to sew together. So on the next batch of half chevrons, I'll try pulling it up a bit. Now that I know what that does, that button on the top. But good idea, Sharon. I'll give that a try for our next round of sewing.
Man, I'm going to pay attention to that a whole lot more often, though, now. Especially when things are just bunching up kind of wrong. I think that'll be my first go-to. It's like, oh, maybe there's too much pressure on the presser foot. I don't know if I can do half. It seems kind of like it's notched. So I don't know if I can do like a half stop. But we'll have to see. But yeah, I don't think it needs much. Yeah, and some of those fabrics like that purple, this flowery purple is really gauzy, so maybe just on the gauzy fabrics. Actually, you know what the problem is? It might be, maybe I need a new needle. Maybe it's not sharp enough for the gauzy fabrics. That could be too. Oh, you were at the Joann Fabrics main headquarters in Hudson, and oh, you saw my kits there. Cool. Oh, your local Joann's doesn't carry them. Yeah, so most, well, not most, but like, yeah, I think pretty much most, or a lot of the Joann stores carry my embroidery patterns, but it has to be one of the Joann stores that carries embroidery stuff in general. So a lot of the smaller stores don't have a focus on like needle arts, really, except for like knitting and crochet. So if you are one of the ones that has a needle arts section, then you'll probably see my kits there. But yeah, they're not at everyone, and that's just because not all the stores have the needle art stuff. I think their main deal at Joann's is like yarn and fabric, I think. So those always have priority, I think. So even if your aisle has like all that DMC floss, it might not have much of anything else related to needlework, needle art stuff. But if it does, then you should be able to find my kits there, find penguin and fish kits there. And there'll be some new ones there soon in, I don't know, maybe a month or two. Not positive when they'll go up. But I'll have those to share with you here soon too. We're finishing them all up right now. Ooh, pretty. This one looks like the solar system. Man, this is another, again, I'm forgetting how long it takes to press everything. In my brain, it's just like, oh, you just press it and then you're done, but it's a full step. It's a full thing that you gotta just kind of settle in and press. Oh, Amy, yes, they will be in the needle arts area, which in mine we have one of those big Joann's here. In mine, it's on like a far back wall, but I think all the Joann's are kind of a hair different, it seems. But yeah, go see if they're there. That'd be cool. There will be some new ones soon. All right, strawberries. Ooh, I think the hubs just bought some more strawberries. Maybe I'll have to make a bowl of strawberries and drizzle some honey on them or something and eat that and watch the Olympics. Then head to bed. That sounds like a nice evening. Do some crafting. Have a little bedtime snack. Chill on the couch by the fire. That's a good evening. Oh man. So one of the things on my list that I want to get, like I said, I'm putting together this crafty list, and there's some things that I need coming up, and so I'm going to just order a bunch all at once. But one thing that's going on that list, just because I can't stand it anymore, I have to give it a try. I want to get a punch needle tool. I guess that's what you would call it. Have you guys seen any of this online anywhere? Or, it's not new, but it seems like the next crafty thing that everyone's doing is the punch needle, where you're basically punching, like you can use embroidery floss. You're punching embroidery floss through. It's like rug hooking. If you're familiar with rug hooking, it's actually pretty much the exact same thing as that, but like with yarn instead of wool pieces. But I need to get me one. I need to try it. Oh, that's a good point, Deborah. I should get some more thread. That's a really good point. I do not have, first of all, I ran out of that pretty gray thread. I'm wondering if I should, I don't know, I need to get some sort of thread. You're probably right for the free motion quilting. I'll have to do some research on that, like what's the best size thread for free motion quilting, and get some thread too. Okay, batting and thread. Yeah, because I've just been using kind of whatever thread I have laying around here, and if I want a little bit of consistency on the front of my quilt, maybe it's time to invest in some thread. Oh, some backing fabric. I don't need any backing fabric. I have tons of fabric yet, so I'm probably just going to do this red fabric. Ooh, actually, maybe I'll do the purple fabric. That'd be kind of fun. Although I already have a quilt on the couch that has that purple, so I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with the red. I don't know. Oh yeah, take some samples with you of fabric so I can see what disappears. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll have to get that on the list too. So thread and batting I'm up to now. I'm also going to order a few supplies for the next project that's coming up, which will be the sketchbook cover from my book. And I'm going to stitch mine, instead of doing the kitty, which is what's on the design in the book, I'm going to do one of the new kits that I'll have available coming up here soon. And I think you guys will like it. I hope you will. But I'm going to stitch that on the front. But I am going to buy a few supplies for that project because we'll be doing that project here. And I thought I'd put some kits together for anyone who wanted to stitch that with me as well. So I'll be ordering some zippers, and I'll be ordering some sketchbooks that will fit the pattern from the book. So I'll be getting some of that and some fabric and stuff. So I'll have a limited amount of kits. I might have extra, or I might, if a lot of people want the kits, then I'll order more after the first round, if those get used up. So just something that I'll be figuring out here soon too. So info on that will, you'll hear it here because I blab about everything here first, but for detailed info on that, make sure you're on my email list, which you can get to from my website. And I also have a link here to it. But yeah, not quite yet, but soon I'll have info on that. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to use that pretty white cotton muslin that if you guys got the embroidery supplies bundle, I'll be using the same fabric that was in there. I think it'll be really cute with design that I'm going to put in the front. The original one from the book I did on a gray linen, so you're more than welcome to use linen. If you wanted to use canvas, that's a great idea. It won't really matter. You know, whatever you want to make it out of is going to be great. Canvas is actually kind of a fun idea because, you know, it'll be a nice, sturdy fabric for a book cover, a sketchbook cover, so that makes sense too. But yeah, for the little kit that I'll be putting together, it's going to be that white fabric. We're going to do some fun stuff with it, I think. But yeah, so that'll be coming up. We'll do that while we're doing this project. So it'll be kind of like a little interim quick sewing / embroidery project that we can take a break from this quilt. Because I always find it nice to take breaks when you're working on large projects like this. You know, a quilt project in my brain is a large project. I like short little projects where you can get immediate wins, and quilts aren't always like that for me. So I like peppering in smaller projects in between these larger things. So we will do that, although I got to get that together quickly because we're getting close to ready to sandwich this and start machine quilting it, I think. So I got to get my batting for this and my thread, and we will work on this until, even if we start the quilting process, we'll work on this until I got the next project together, like the kit's done and ready and stuff. So, but I'm hoping to do that in between when we sandwich this quilt, and then we would do the next project, and then we start quilting this. That's hopefully my plan, but we might start quilting this before then. Who knows? Depends how much longer it takes to trim all these triangles and lay this out, and then we still got to sew it together. And you know, we have to make a back yet too, so we got some time yet. So yeah, we'll probably work on that sketchbook project in between finishing the front and back and sandwiching it, and then the quilting process. That seems like a good break before we work on, you know, the next big half of this, which will be the quilting. All right, I just have maybe 5 or so more of these to press. Our stack's getting so much bigger, which is great. And then I think we'll trim a few more tonight. Trim a few of the half square triangles tonight, and that'll be that. Unless this takes a long time yet to press, then we'll just press and start up again on Monday. I hope it's not too cold this weekend, because it'd be nice to get outside and go for a walk or something. I feel like I've been stuck inside for ages and ages. I'm ready for it to be spring and smell the air, you know. Have it smell like growing things. That would be nice. Starting to get a little cabin fevery. I think there's just 2 more of these guys. Dots are so fun. All right, yeah, and then we will trim a few more of these tonight, I think. Might as well get a few more pumped out. So the kits for the sketchbook project, I know a bunch of you guys have my book already, so I'll have probably 2 kits available. A kit with the book and then without the book if you already have the book but you still want the kit. So there'll be a couple options. This is the last one. Okay, one more press on the front, and we are good. Okay, so there is our stack. I'm going to throw it next to the stack going in the other direction. Ooh, it's almost as tall. Not quite, but it's getting there. Our little zigzags will come out of there soon. So, all right, let's get to trimming some of these half square triangles up again. So now we're back to the first part of the process that we did on these, where we had 2 pieces of fabric, 2 larger squares. We drew a diagonal down with a pencil. Then we sewed on either side of the diagonal line. There you can see we sewed a 1/4 inch on either side, and now we're going to cut along that diagonal line. And because we've sewn on either side, we're going to get 2 half square triangles out of each of these pieces here. And it's those 2 sewn together that gives us a half chevron with the same fabric. So that's the deal here. So what we've been doing is doing them one at a time. We're trimming that diagonal first. And then we're pressing it, and we're still pressing everything open. So I like just giving it a press on one side first, then flipping it open. And then we want that seam to be open as well. Like right now it's pressed to one side. We want to open that up. There we go. And press it open. All right, so this guy's ready to trim. Let's press this other guy, his pair, open first. All right, and some trimming. If you were using starch, this is probably the time when I would starch it, because you know, triangles can be pretty stretchy, so the starch might help it stay in place. And since we're trimming it right now, the trimmed piece is what we want to be perfect. But I'm not using starch for this, mostly because it made my last ironing board so dirty, and it's an extra step. So I'm just kind of seeing if I can do it without. So we're just trimming it to the size we need, and that's that 4.5 inch square. I have a ruler that's just the perfect size for that, which makes it easy, and this rotating cutting mat really makes it easy as well. But if you didn't have a ruler that's just the right size, let's see, you can do it this way instead. You can, I like the rulers that have the diagonal line in there, so you can put that diagonal line right on this diagonal seam, and I'm going to trim the first 2 sides. Wiggled a little. All right, so that's 2 sides, and then I can flip this around, and then I can measure my 4.5 inches that I need. with this ruler. And then I want that diagonal still. All right, about right there. And then we'll trim the other two sides. So if you don't have a ruler that's the exact size, that's how you do it. You trim two sides first, and then you get the other two after. I personally think it's going so much faster with that ruler that's the exact right size. So I'm going to continue using that. And just to be able to rotate it quickly with the mat has been helpful too. So all right, I'm placing the half chevron, so it's kind of the direction that I need it to go, and I'm just going to put the bottom piece on top so that when I sew it, I can just grab the piece and bring it down, and I know it'll be in the right position. So I've been stacking them like that as we go. All right, so let's cruise through a few more of these. I think maybe a dark gray thread or something, because this is that thread that I had earlier, that light gray. I'm thinking that might be too light. Most of these fabrics are kind of darkish, so maybe like a dark gray that's not black, like not that dark, but just a hair, like a medium gray, but a little darker than this. I think that might be a nice way to do this. Another way to do it is just go like straight red, maybe, you know, to complement this red background, but maybe that's too much. A purple could be pretty too, actually, now that I think of it. A purple kind of like this. There's purple in a lot of what's going on here. Just trying to think of how I wanna quilt this, like what color I want to quilt with. If I'm going to be ordering stuff early next week for this, then I don't know. Thread, I think, is a good idea. Wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, a little purple could be pretty. I'm sure I'll sew more purple things in the future. All right, those are pressed. Let's trim this dude. Yeah, it's so much easier I can keep the pressure of my hand on the ruler and then just rotate it and still have pressure on it so things don't move around. So that's why I'm liking this little rotating cutting mat. Match that diagonal again. Alrighty. It's the year of the dog now, so that's kind of fun. And the golden dog, year of the golden dog. We used to have a yellow lab named Kirby. It'd be his year this year. I may have a yellow or a golden dog in one of my embroidery patterns coming up here. Some puppies. I'll be sharing that with you guys soon. Just got to get them all done first. you just ordered one of those rotating cutting mats. Oh, cool. Looking forward to trying it out because that's the stage where I get a lot of inaccuracy. I'm with you, Paula. It's the trimming. Trimming is a tough thing for me. The other thing I totally recommend that's helped me a ton are these True Grip, or not True Grip, yeah, True Grip stickers. I stuck them on the bottom of my ruler, and that has helped, I think, more than anything, helped me more than anything to have my ruler not slip as much. I actually might, they've been on fabric just a ton lately, so I'm not sure they're gripping as well as they used to, so I might actually order some more when I place this order. But here's I have a few left, so here's the packaging, the True Grips non-slip adhesive rings. But yeah, that's been one of my most favorite new tools over the past year or so. But I like this oh, you wet them to clean them off. That makes sense. I'll give that a try first, Paul. That makes total sense. Just wipe them off a little. I'll try that first. Yeah, and some rulers I definitely need to get a few more of them on. Oh, a baby wipe to clean them off. That's a good idea. Yeah, they're just getting fuzzy and not gripping quite as well, but still way better than what I could do without them. I've tried other things so my ruler wouldn't slip around, and this has by far been the best thing for me are these True Grip stickers. But yeah, I'll try and clean them off. Get these rotated right. There we go. Keep going a little longer tonight. We'll do a few more here. We might call it a little early tonight just because it's Friday and nice early evening for the end of the week. But I'm going to miss you guys over the weekend again. It's every Monday it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you guys. Come on, seam. There we go. Oh, let's get that front of this again. This fabric here, I think this one's just so fun. Looks like a rainbow diamond. And the one that I did before, that strawberry with the black background, that's one of my favorites too. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this one, I always love that strawberry with the black background. That was always one of my favorites, but this one's been growing on me. This one and the next one actually is the lighter version of this. I put them in with this just because it had that bright saturated color with the purples and teals and stuff, and pinks, like a lot of the fabrics that I picked for this project. But they're growing on me as a pattern even more now. They're just so diamondy, which is fun. Oh man, a lot of you guys are getting super far on your chevron quilts. I've been seeing them in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group, and they're all just so unique and interesting and pretty, and oh man, I love all of them. Every time I see one, though, it's like, oh man, I wish I would have done that with mine, and oh, that's so cool how they did this and that, you know? You'd have to make like 30 quilts to like, of the same quilt to try all the ideas, you know? I'll just have to settle with just the one. All right, there we go. And this one's the lighter version. The lighter version of the diamondy fabric. Oh, you haven't worked on yours this week? Watch Olympics at night. Yep, I've been trying to catch some of the Olympics. Oops. I like the Winter Olympics. Oh gosh, Deborah, me too. Deborah says, it always amazes me that the same pattern is used, but they look so different. I know, every single project we do, they all look so different. It's so cool. I love it. And you wouldn't, it's always a surprise too. I feel like, oh yeah, it's going to look different with different fabrics, but it is always surprising just how different someone's fabric choices change a pattern. And that's where the art comes in, I feel like. That's what makes us all artists is the choices we make, the creative choices we make. Those all took thought and personal instinct, you know what I mean? And that's where art lives, I think. So I always find that so interesting and fascinating too. All right, I think we might do just one more after this one and call it a little early tonight. Then you guys don't have to do dual duty between me and the Olympics. You can just chill for the rest of your evening. Oh yeah, the Splendid Sampler was really a lesson in that, on how different everyone's quilt turned out. That is on my unfinished project list yet. All I have to do on that is the border, just like how just on the hedgehog quilt that we worked on yesterday, the hedgehog wall hanging. That's pretty much how I'm going to do the border on the Splendid Sampler. I did nothing for quilting except for stitch in the ditch on that, so I've just basically sewed around each square in it, and that's it for quilting. And I'm probably just going to do some straight line quilting for the border and be done with it. Then I got to get the binding on and all that, but that'd be nice. That'd be a nice project to finish one of these days soon. That's sitting out there unfinished. Man, if I could get that and the jean quilt done, that would be two really large projects. So another quilt I do not have done is the I Love Home quilt. So I'm hoping once this hopeful education of free motion quilting that will happen with this quilt, I'm hoping to have a little bit more confidence in free motion quilting when we're done with this. And then I want to jump back at some point to the I Love Home quilt and maybe try some fancy quilting on that. Like each each block could have its own just fun quilting, and then some sort of border. But yeah, so I've been kind of holding off on finishing that quilt because I wanna put some of these new skills, potential skills, since we haven't done anything yet, but potential skills to the test on that quilt. That might be during a Finish It Friday, though, too. We'll gradually get all the projects done. But hey, each evening we're ticking off a little bit more on the projects. Problem is I keep adding projects. But oh well. I'll just have to live for a really long time. Oh, so I saw that, Gina. I'm going to have to peek in on that, too, and see if I can get any tidbits on... I follow her, so I follow, like, all her little videos that she does, that Angela Walters does for free motion quilting. And, yeah, I'll have to check in on that quilt-along, free motion quilt-along thing that she's doing. I just saw a thing for it. I didn't look too much into it yet, though. I don't know if it's free or if it's a paid thing or what. I'm going to have to check it out. All right, we'll finish this guy up, and I think we'll call it a night tonight. So here is a last little purple guy. Oh, he's got a fuzzle. There we go. Oh, you think it's free? All right, I'm gonna have to go check it out for sure, though. That popped up in my Facebook, I think. All right, so we got a little pile started. Not too big, but it is a pile nonetheless. And we got our half chevron stack a lot taller tonight, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to flip you around. We will call it an evening. Hello. Thanks for joining me again tonight. We're cruising along on this. We're actually getting close to that laying it all out time. So we'll see how it goes, how much longer this is going to take. But I think we're kind of wrapping it up. We're kind of getting to the point that we can lay it all out on the floor. So I'm stoked about that. I mean, you know, our stack is still here, but it is kind of the never-ending stack. But I'm excited. So this will go up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies when we're done here tonight, and it'll stay here on Facebook as well. So have a fabulous weekend, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I will see you again on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central on the Penguin and Fish page here. So thanks again, guys. See you on Monday. Good night.